Have you ever felt like you've been doing all the right things? You're reading the books, watching the videos, trying to improve your life, but nothing's changing. It's frustrating, I know that. But let me put you in on the truth that most people never realize. Being busy doesn't actually mean your life will improve. And this is quiet mistake in reasoning that stops so many people from improving their lives. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to stop focusing on the wrong things and finally start moving in a direction that will actually change your life. And I remember months ago, back when I was working at my old job, there's this client, I'll call him Tony. He came in one day, and he was telling me passionately about how he wanted to improve his life, change things. He was tired of where he was. He wanted things to be different. And he's telling this to me. So you already know my heart was like, my tail starts wagging because this is like crack cocaine to me. Someone telling me they want to change, they want to improve their lives. Okay, bet. So I start speaking realness into his ear. I start empowering him like, you can. There's nothing that's stopping you. You're not a tree. You can change. You can do whatever you want. Like, I'm uplifting this guy. And he's lifted, okay? He's being preached to, and I'm preaching, okay? So he's hype. I'm hype. I'm like, look, if you really want to change your life, here's the best starting point. Let's go down to the library. I can give you some books that will really show you how to change your human behavior because that's the biggest thing. If you learn how to change human behavior, you'll learn how to change yourself. And that's simple. That's simple as it is. So we get in my car because he didn't have a car. We get in my car, drive down to the library, and we go down to the self-improvement section. And this guy, Tony, he is excited. He's like, thank you so much for this and taking like putting your what's the word? Putting your trust in me or something like that. Like he was just very grateful. And I let him pick out his own books. I did pick out Atomic Habits for him because I truly think this is a must read. I feel like children should be reading this book in schools. So I did get Atomic Habits, but let him pick out his own books because, I want him to find out what he wants. I don't want to be some teacher saying, you gotta read this, you gotta read that. Regardless, go up to the front, we get the books, we come back to the office, we're still talking, he's still grateful, he's thanking me, everything's good, I'm feeling great. I'm like, look, just read 5 pages a day, that's all you gotta do, read 3 in the morning and 2 at night. Like I'm showing him game. Well, it comes time for us to leave. Tony's saying goodbye, he packs up his bag, he gets his phone, and he walks out the door. And it took me about 2 minutes to realize he forgot his books. And I waited, thinking he would come back to get them. He didn't. And next day he didn't. And next day he didn't. He forgot about it. So I just turned the books back. And that's the story that happened. It's just so like there's a story I've experienced so many times with so many different people. People get so passionate about wanting to change. But then when it comes down to doing what it takes, they don't. Because they think that having that passion alone is enough. But they don't understand that that won't change anything. There's got to be something you actually do, something you change within, if you really want change to happen without, or like outside of you. But that's like a little bit philosophical. But essentially, I just want to give you this story because I want you to understand most people want to change. This isn't like we all know this. But most people aren't going to do what it takes to change. And what it takes is simple things. It's not hard. All I told the guy to do was read 5 pages of a book a day. And that would do something for him. That would improve his spot. Especially considering where he was. He couldn't do a lot. This is what he could do at the time. And this will level up his mindset. And once you level up how you think, you level up how you feel, and you level up the actions you take. But he wasn't even willing to do the one thing that mattered, leveling up his mindset. Because to him, it was easier to talk about it than to do it. And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm dragging this guy, but I just want to I want to paint a clear picture of what you're up against and where you could be if you take this advice I'm going to give you seriously instead of just watching it. Like you watch other videos and then leaving it and never coming back for it. Now, you think about all the books you read, all the videos you watched, all the planning and thinking you've done, And if nothing's changed for you, then you're pretty much like Tony. You know you want change, you're hype about it, but you're not doing what really matters. For him, what really mattered was just changing his mindset. But for you, something else matters because you're on a different level than him. You're a little bit higher up there. So you have a choice. You can keep talking and planning and dreaming about all these things you want to come into fruition, into your reality, and nothing ever will. Okay? That's the first choice, and you've been doing this. So if you want to keep doing this, then just look up the video and continue on that path. But the second choice is doing the work that actually matters, that will actually change your life. If that's what you want to do, then you've got to start off with a plan. So the best way to make a plan is to first know your goal. What do you want to do? You want to lose weight and gain more muscle? Do you want to cook better? Do you want to learn a new skill like coding, basketball, riding a motorcycle? I don't know. You want to learn a new language? Do you want to get a partner? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to start making content? What is your goal? And hopefully you're following along with me and you're writing this stuff down. But once you know your goal, ask yourself, what are the 1 to 3 most important behaviors I can do to make the most progress on that goal? So for instance, let's say your goal is, I want to learn a new language, right? I want to learn Spanish. What are the 1 to 3 most important behaviors you could do to learn Spanish? Now, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, but I would say 1, listen to 5 minutes of a Spanish conversation every day. 2, speak 3 new Spanish words in your daily conversations. And 3, I don't know, get a Spanish app and practice that. It's just something simple. You don't want to do too much. You just want to have 1 to 3. I could have even had just 2. Like, you don't have to have 3. 1 to 3 behaviors you do is fine enough. So think about that. And the reason why I'm only saying 1 to 3 behaviors is because of the 80-20 rule, which states the big things you're trying to get in life come from the small things you do. So, for example, 80% of pollution comes from 20% of companies. 20% of the population holds 80% of the wealth. 20% of things you do get you 80% of the goals you want to achieve. Get you 80% of the way there. Like, I know that wasn't like the perfect way of saying it, but essentially, the less you do, the better. Because if you focus on the less, but those things give you a big impact, instead of focusing on everything and you get a little impact, you focus on the little things that give you big impact. That's what really matters. That will change the game. That's you focusing on your leverage points and going all in on that. So that's why I'm suggesting only 1 to 3 behaviors for your goal. Now, once you figure out your behaviors, the last step is making a plan. And to make your plan, all you gotta do is fill out this formula. I will do behavior at time or event and environment. Now let's break down those elements really quick. So behavior, you've already figured out. You've already wrote that down. Time is whatever, like 12 p.m., 1 a.m., 5. Event is something you're already doing. So event is taking a shower. You already do that. Event is driving to work. You already do that. The event for me is recording videos. I already do that. And then environment is simply the place you're going to be in. Office, kitchen, bathroom, living room, car, outside. Simple stuff. So let me run you through an example really quick. So my goal is to get better at my juggling pins. Because my girl got me some pins. I may show you a video one day of me juggling. Actually, I'll just pop it up on the screen. So my goal is to get better at juggling pins. What are 1 to 3 behaviors I can do to get better at that? Juggle. Juggle. That's literally the only thing I'm gonna put, juggle. So how can I put this into a plan? I will juggle for 5 minutes after I've ate dinner outside on the front yard. That's as simple as it is. So now I have a cue. Look, now I know what I'm gonna be doing. So when I have dinner and I'm done, I'm gonna know, oh wait, I'm gonna go juggle for 5 minutes outside in the front yard. That's how simple this stuff is. And I'm thinking, okay, if it's that simple, how can this really work? Well, think about this. How do you get to 1,000 steps? Like 1,000 miles. You gotta walk 1,000 miles. How are you gonna get there? By taking one step. One step is simple. But one step It's all you need to get closer to 1,000 miles. You don't need this overly complicated step you're taking. All you gotta do is take a step. Yes, this plan I'm giving you is simple. But most things are. Things don't have to be complicated. We just complicate things. Things are simple. So follow out your plan every single day. And to make it easier to follow it out, make sure you've written your plan somewhere you can see it. Hang it up somewhere you'll see it twice a day, because the more you see it, the more you'll be reminded of it, and the more you'll subconsciously be pulled to do those things when you have the time. If you put it on your phone, make it your wallpaper. And make sure that whatever you need to do that thing is in your environment. So for example, I said I want to get better at juggling with my juggling pins. Well, I need to make sure that my juggling pins are somewhere I can easily see, easily access. And if I'm gonna be juggling outside, then the best place to put them would be by the front door. So then I'll be reminded, oh wait, I did say I was gonna juggle outside. They're right there. Let me just grab them and juggle. These things are simple as well, but they really help influence your human behavior. Now, making a plan is a big step in living more intentional. But the biggest step in living with more intention is leaving behind the default mode of life we've all been programmed to stay on. And we all know what this is. You wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, be on your phone, eat junk, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, eat food, watch TV, be on your phone, go to sleep, weekend, you have 2 days off, get drunk, do nothing, chill around, go back to work. 50 years pass, you retire, you die. Like, that's the default mode that we're all put on. And who wants to be on that? Not you and me. We want to be living out our dreams. But the only way to live out our dreams is to be intentional about getting that. And that's why I made the course Live by Design. It's going to be the first thing in my description that will show you how to approach every single day with intention and how to influence your human behavior to do the things that matter most to get you what you want. Now, there's this quote by Steve Maraboli. I probably said his last name wrong, that I really like. He says, if you don't know exactly where you're going, how will you know when you get there? Think about that. If you don't know where you're trying to go, if not intentional, how will you know when you get there? Making a plan is the best way to get yourself there and to know when you've arrived. So this stuff really matters. Now I want to know in the comments, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And I know all this stuff can seem willy-nilly, like having your goal, making a plan, following the behavior, all that stuff. It can seem willy-nilly, but I can promise you, the people who have reached the top of the mountains they're climbing, they did the willy-nilly stuff. They did the small things, the small details we wouldn't even think to think of, because no one ever gotten anywhere without moving with intention and planning ahead and getting around the right crowd and just changing up how they're moving and how they're thinking. And this is one of those ways you do that. No one's teaching you stuff because most people aren't on it. But if you really want to take back control, this is the type of stuff that really puts that control back into your hands. But if you don't want to do this stuff because you think, oh, this is too much, like I just want to go day by day doing whatever I want, then day by day you will stay on that default mode because it is like gravity. It will pull you if you are not trying to get out of it. And I don't want you to be stuck on that path. So please try to approach every day with more intention. And one way to do that is by approaching every day with a plan. If you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe, like it, you know the drill, and I'll see you for the next one.